Good afternoon, my wonderful friends from all over the world. It's me, Violetta, and my son Leszek will be asking me questions. But first, I would like to say thank you to Beverly Lejeski. She is the lady who is collecting my predictions, and she was sending them to me. Thank you so much, Beverly. I really appreciate your work.
So John Bolton was fired like a dog via tweet by Trump.
Not the first one in his office.
Why did this happen? What led to this?
They were like two dogs barking on each other. So they were two strong bullies fighting. Biden was trying to convince Trump with his ideas, and Trump wanted him to submit to him.
Who was right?
They are both not seeing the other side of the story, so you can't really see. They just want to fight. They are just fighting dogs. So it's really hard to say who is right, who is wrong. Trump doesn't listen, and Biden probably is not a good listener either. He wants he wanted to have some power.
Will Bolton leak any information on Trump? Does he have anything like that is compromising to Trump?
He's already writing a book. So he is already keeping the notes and writing a book about him.
Oh. Wilbur Ross has threatened to fire top officials of NOAA if they didn't back Trump's bogus weather claims. So they did. I was looking up on your old visions of Wilbur Ross, and I was surprised I didn't let you answer the question on if Wilbur Ross will be arrested. Okay, so about Wilbur Ross, what is his future? What does his near future hold for him?
Okay, cut the cards. I will show the card.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because then people don't see what. And now I will spread the cards, and you will pull 3 cards. 5 cards.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Okay, at least he loves his wife. Okay. So his goals to achieve as much as possible for himself. So those are his goals, that the card that you cut with. He wants a good harvest. So he is in that position. He's not making that much money in the government position as he was making working for the banks officially, but outside the vision he's making connection, and he is going to make decisions that will influence his investments. He's in love, but he will have a heart, but he will have a health problem. He will make stupid mistakes, and he will be sorry, and it will be related to his investment. So that will be traceable, how he invests his money. So there will be a depression on his account.
I'd ask if he's going to go to jail, but we all know people that make that much money don't
go to the jail. No, but Oh, that was the card that was kind of flashing, so he might. Because I know that I showed the tower, that was the next card.
Yes.
Wanted to fly.
Will Wilbur Ross be arrested for any of his criminal activity?
He will be desperate. It's like someone standing on the edge of the cliff. Can you pass me some paper? Okay. And there is another cliff. And this is Wilbur Ross. I don't know if you can pass. And there is standing on the edge of the cliff. There is another cliff he thinks he can jump over to survive. But he will be desperate. You're an old guy, Wilbur Ross. You can't really jump from one cliff to another.
Can you put some cards on it?
He can't really have the ability to completely survive. There will be empty ground between him and the next safe place. So there will be some dramatic moments. He will be in a desperate place, in desperate situation. Okay. Say cut.
Cut.
And that will be the message. Oh, it's more like a partnership. So he's not by himself in that thing. It will be not only about him. And the gossip that he is shortening, yes?
Yeah, he's shorting stocks based on insider trading. So
he might be 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He feels desperate. He wants to pull himself out of that.
Out of what?
Of the situation that he is in. He's not happy.
He's in several situations, though. Which
Yeah,
one?
but he is feeling like jumping for some security reason. He wants to move himself out.
That's the
The
card.
car that was before wanted to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said he wants to jump out. It's a shaky tower for him.
That's a very
They
bad
are
card.
doing investigation against him.
Yeah.
You know, people knows that card. Sun was shining on him and the privileged one tried. But he was doing a lot of stupid things because he was very greedy. The grass is greener somewhere else, so he wants to give up his job.
Will he turn state's evidence against Trump?
Okay, 1 second. 3 cards.
Because Wilbur is the key to everything.
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
I think he wants to run away somewhere. He don't want to give up anything. He wants to go somewhere. He was living in Cyprus, where he had he was some CEO in the bank.
He was the chairman of the Bank of Cyprus, which was involved in which was mentioned in the Panama Papers for laundering money about 4,500 times, and this is while he was chairman. But on his board were all the Russian oligarchs. So he's actually the one that's tying Trump to Russia the most.
And it will be about juggling money for both of them, Trump and Ross. He will try to negotiate. he wants to give up some information so he can be safe,
Cheating.
and he will be cheating on Trump. So he is in desperate situation right now. He knows he might lose so much and he might go to prison.
It's funny because when they asked him about his insider trading, he pretty much didn't answer the question. He just explained what shorting stocks was. So for someone that doesn't know what's going on, it's going to go over their head, you know. But for someone that knows how to short stocks, you're listening to him brag, essentially.
And he has influence, and he was not supposed to do anything with stocks because he knows in advance which stock will go down and which one wouldn't.
Yes.
And he can manipulate.
So it's not even like when you short stocks, you're pretty much taking somebody else's stock, selling it, and replacing it before they notice. Right? So you're hoping that you can sell it at a high price, buy it back at a low price, and keep the change. Which is
illegal.
It's legal, but in his case,
it's not, because
if he's doing it based on insider trading tips, that is even worse for him, because it's not like he owned the stock. He went into this position on the understanding that this position was going to go down and he could make money off it somehow. So it's not like he was getting rid of something he already had. He was getting rid of something just based on...
And he was causing maybe this to happen.
Yes, it does.
Because he had the influence on the stock.
That's right.
And don't be surprised that Trump will be with him and the other guys. That will be he wouldn't do this by himself. Come on. He will be doing this with his big boss. And
well, for as much money laundering that was going through the Bank of Cyprus, and he was the boss of that bank, for him not to know, he's either saying that he's, he's very bad at his job.
No, he knew, and he became so rich, and Trump chose him for that reason.
Exactly.
You wonder why someone would take $100,000, $110,000 job or whatever as a secretary.
Yeah. When he's making millions upon millions.
Millions and millions on the working in the banks.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but if he is doing this...
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Democrats will be voting on whether to go ahead on with the impeachment probe on Thursday. What will they decide? What should they decide? Let's start with that. What should they decide to do?
It's like ant holding the tiny ant holding the sand.
A grain of sand?
Grain of sand and pushing. So they will be pushing something so huge comparing with the own size. Eventually they will have to push.
Or like a pebble, you mean a pebble?
Yeah. And the little ant is able to push that.
Yeah.
So they will eventually push for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the extremely mighty ant holding the pebble and pushing. So the Democrats will be like that ant. And a long time ago, I said about the bomb that was hanging in my bedroom when I was a kid, before I got the bedroom. And one day, my mom told me it came 14 guys and removed this without any problems. Quietly, they removed. Everyone was told to leave the house, so in our block, and they removed this, and it was quiet, exciting. Those guys knew what they are doing. So now it's time for Trump that hanging bomb nuisance to be removed.
The CIA pulled out a major asset from inside the Kremlin because they couldn't trust Trump from disclosing secrets to Russia and compromising the asset's life. Uh, Trump and Mike Pompeo are denying this, of course, but we only know about this because a reporter stumbled across the case. Has this happened in other countries as a result of Trump's big mouth? So has this happened to assets in other countries like Iran and Syria and other countries like that, Afghanistan, that assets have been pulled out because Trump can't be trusted?
It's dinosaur walking through the jungle. Well, there is a grass, and the dinosaur is walking, and his tail is shuffling things on the sides. So whenever Trump is doing, he's like that dinosaur who is not observing what's going on behind him, destroying everything
Just
behind.
clumsy
And nuisance and destroyer. He is not aware that he is doing what he is doing sometimes. And that's what I see, the tail of the dinosaur moving for him to keep the balance, kind of.
This is such a major loss for America.
Well, that they can't even implant anymore
into the Kremlin, yeah.
Because they are afraid that Trump is on their side. And we might learn in the history later on that Trump was the one who was sitting. Well, we know that he is doing whatever Putin is telling him, and it's obvious, but he might be double agent.
Well, how else can you explain, like, he's ruining ties with everyone, even
with Israel. They were upset with him.
Why?
Because he did the same thing to Israelis. So he jeopardized their securities people, agents. So he is like that clumsy dinosaur who should be dismissed or put in the place where he belongs.
Bahamas, like, he won't allow the people to seek help, that have everything destroyed. They're not criminals.
They are people who need help and who are desperate.
Well, and how is this going to play out in the future when America needs their allies to make a stand? No one's going to stand.
Not for him. Not when he is in the power. Not when he is in the power. He is so cold and without any feelings.
And when we talk about that thing he did, that weather report in Alabama, I didn't realize it at the time, but Alabama is ruby red. They're Republican, right? They have like 183 Republicans to 168 Democrats in all their counties. But if you think about it, if you're living in Alabama and you're a Republican, you believe Trump over the fake news, and you hear about this hurricane coming your way, you're going to rush out, you're going to buy some plywood and board up your windows and you're going to spend about $300 easy.
And then those people don't have that much money. Some of the people don't have that extra money. It's not that wealthy.
Still. So that's even worse. So if you are spending this money and then you find out it's all just a ruse, you're going to be upset. You're going to feel like you were cheated.
Yeah.
You're going to be walking by your den looking at a place where you wanted to buy a TV, but you spent the money on plywood that you didn't use. People are going to be so mad. So, of course, Trump is trying to make it seem like it's, not his fault.
But he doesn't even have guts to say, well, sorry, I make a mistake.
Well, if he makes a mistake, he's going to lose the voters. In Alabama, he's going to lose the state because it's fairly close. Like, Democrats only need about, 15 more seats to win
the state.
the state.
Well, maybe it's time that the Republicans will start thinking who they chose. Because that's pro-Republican who chose him. So they have to get a cold feet towards him.
Will Russia ever find this asset that betrayed them?
Oh my gosh. They are already searching for him. It's like searching on the ocean. So they are already searching for him. And he's hiding somewhere in a primitive place. It's like island where is...
Well, let's not discuss where he's hiding.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Rudy Giuliani went to Ukraine to try and barter information about Biden's son to use against Biden in the upcoming election.
The son that died.
The son that died? Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. The one who had cancer, brain cancer.
So they're trying... Did they get any information?
Ukraine will have to give them information in order to get the money for their military protection.
To defend
from
themselves
USA.
To defend themselves from Russia.
Against Russia. So Trump is giving them ultimatum.
Trump is blackmailing them to give him...
So what is the question?
Did they give Rudy Giuliani any compromising information on Joe Biden's son or Joe Biden?
It's not given to him, but they are telling him, give us this and we will give you. So they are teasing him.
So they have something?
They could prefabricate.
What?
They can prefabricate, they can make up some stories.
Uh-huh.
That's what Trump wants. He doesn't have any real stories, but he wants them to make up some stories about Biden's son so he can accuse Biden because he is uncomfortable opponent.
Because it's looking like Biden's going to beat him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching us and thank you for subscribing. See you next time and enjoy yourself. Be good to each other and enjoy yourself. Bye-bye. I would like to invite you to the private reading with me. Please visit www.psychicvioletta.com. Click Book Online. Choose the type of reading. Choose the length. Choose the date and the time. Fill out your informations. Click the Pay Now button with your credit card or debit card. And you're all done.